Hello ladies and gents, hope everybody's doing alright. Just gonna do a bit of crafting, to be honest. I've had an horrendous day. It's been absolutely traumatic. I've been Christmas shopping. So I've had to spend some money. I'm not happy. I'm in a bit of a mood, if I'm honest. Don't like spending money at the best of times. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make myself a little Christmas decoration out of one of these lovely frames that Emily's made. You can get these over at the Trinket Parlour. She hand makes these, hand finishes them, they're beautiful. And I'm going to part with one, even though I want to hoard them, but I have got another two, so I'm not so bad. And I'm just going to make myself a little Christmas decoration. I'm getting ready to decorate my house for Christmas. I'm using this image again. I used it on my candle book fold, but I printed out quite a few, as you can see. So I'm going to be using it quite a few times. So it's going to be kind of like one image and how many projects I can get out of it. I think I'm going to use these on a Christmas card. I've been watching a young girl called Rachel. It's Rach and then some numbers. I can never remember numbers. I'm terrible. And she's been doing some beautiful Christmas cards and inspiring me. So I'm going to do some vintage ones. Anyway, I'll stop waffling and I'll get on with this tutorial. I just need to put a glue stick in my glue gun. Right, so I've got some burlap here. I've cut it down. It didn't come this wide. It comes about 6 inches wide, and I've cut it down. I've just frayed off the edges so that it looks nice and even. And I've got a long strip there. I've got about 11 inches. Now, obviously not everybody's going to have one of these frames unless you go buy them from the Trinket Parlour, but you can imitate this kind of idea by just cutting out a square and then cutting a hole in the middle. You could decorate it with you know, metal book corners. You could paint it, you could put modelling paste on. You know, you can imitate this frame kind of thing to do this kind of Christmas decoration quite easily. If you don't have a frame. If you have a frame, even better. So there you go. So I've backed this on cardstock and I'm just going to use Victorian velvet again. I've used it already today in a project and I just think it's a nice kind of pinky, kind of warm Christmassy kind of colour, and it's one of my favourite. I like the vintage colours of the distress inks rather than specific colours like blues or greens or whatever that, you know, I know what I mean. Talk garbage most of the time, but I'm sure you know what I mean. So there we go. I've put a nice layering of that on, and I'm just going over the edges again. I'm not going to distress it with a knife, much as I want to, because I want it to be a nice clean edge to mimic the clean edge of the frame. And this will be going either on my tree or on my wall, depending on how it hangs. Right, so I've got this burlap. Now I'm going to layer it over with some of this, which is just a very basic, very inexpensive crocheted lace. And it's white and it's approximately about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to measure it about the same length as the burlap and then trim it off like so, and then I'm just going to tack that onto the burlap when I've sorted my glue gun out. I'm using the little glue gun today and it better behave. There we go. I'm just going to quickly put a line of glue down there really quickly, and then I'm going to quickly, before it dries, put this lace over the top, crochet trim. There we go. Has it stuck? No, is it echoes? Oh, it's dried too quick, so it hasn't stuck properly. Oh well, these things happen. Right, so I'll go back in, put a little bit more on. I think I'll just tack it on the lace. Because I took too long, it didn't stick. Stick? Have you stuck? Right, that's glued now. So that's adhered to there now nicely. It doesn't matter that this edge is a little bit wavy and a little bit uneven. It adds to the character as far as I'm concerned. It does. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Right, so now all I need to do is just attach this frame. Now I want enough of the... Oh, let me make sure I'm in shot. I want enough of this at the top to form a loop. So I'm going to form my loop first and then I'll know how much space I need for the frame. I'll put some glue on there and form myself a loop so that I can use it for hanging. What I'll probably do when I come to hang it on my tree is probably thread another, I've got some like really skinny silver ribbon. I'll probably feed it through there and then tighten a knot at the top and then use that to hang on my tree. So I've got my loop there. So now I can attach my frame. Just gauge about where I'm going to have it, about there I think. So I'm just going to go in with some hot glue on straight onto the frame, top and bottom. And this is very, very easy, very quick to do, and I'm just going to attach it to there and hold. Make sure I'm in shot. There we go. And then I'm just going to get my image, which I've backed on cardstock and distressed. I'm just going to glue it in the centre onto the lace and burlap in the middle. So it's like a floating image. Press that down. And then, let's have a look at that. There we go. Make sure it's not stuck to my mat. I'm going to use another of my handmade poinsettia flowers because I want to use them, and I think they're really, really pretty, and I'm really chuffed with them. So I'm going to stick it in the far corner, even though it's covering up this beautiful detail on this mould. I think Emily will forgive me because it's for Christmas. Right, so I'm going to just put some hot glue on the back of that. Really, really quick and simple. There we go, just have a look what you've got and just put bits and bobs together. It can be very inexpensive, and you know, you can create yourself a whole host of Christmas decorations. And how satisfying will it be to look on your tree and look at your handmade decorations? Just get rid of those glue strands. Right, now just on this bit here, I'm going to cut this into, I think I'm going to cut it into a, which way? That way. I'm going to cut it into a tail like you do with ribbon, except I'm using wrong scissors. Let me get some better scissors because those are a little bit pants. Let's see if I can cut it into a point. It might not work, in which case I'll end up trimming it off and just having it square. Let's have a look. Has that worked? Let me see. Let me trim it a bit more. There we go. Just pull that burlap. It wants to thread off. Let it thread. Give it a trim. Has that worked? Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a little tail there. It's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. I think that looks quite cute. Let me just tidy it up a bit. I'm quite a perfectionist. I don't like things to look like they're half done. I've got my friends on Skype. They think I don't know they're talking about me, but I've got them turned down really low, and I can hear them cussing me. They're terrible. Now I'm going to square it off because it's not going right. Right, I'll square that off. And what I might do is add a little something. Let me see, because that's bothering me. I do like these that Mel sent. Ah, that looks nice. I'm going to have one of those dangling off the bottom. My friend Melissa sent me these, and I've been waiting to use one. So I'm going to stick that on the bottom instead of cutting it to a point, because I've decided that it looks a bit pants. So I'll stick that on the bottom. Oh, that looks really pretty. I like that. So there we go. Is it in the centre? Hold on a minute. It's not in the centre. Just let me take that off and redo it because it's just not quite in the centre. And what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to loop that over at the bottom just to give it a bit more stability. Ouch! That glue's burnt my hand. I'm just going to loop that over at the bottom to make that a little bit thicker, so that it's got enough to hold the weight of this, otherwise it'll weigh it down and make it look wrong. So put some more glue on there. And then we'll attach it like so. Give it a good press. That's better. Yeah, that's better. That's really pretty. And I'll just get rid of my glue strands. Absolutely covered in glue strands. It's the only thing with these rapid point guns. They're not terribly brilliant. Still not happy with how that sits, to be honest. Not terribly. Terribly happy with that. I'm going to adjust it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off there because it's dangling and it's too heavy for the burlap. So I'm going to trim it off, and I'm going to attach it to the bottom of the frame instead. Sometimes you just have to make little adjustments. If they just don't look right, if you're not feeling it, just change it. Don't matter. Nothing's... we don't always get things right first time, or even second time or third time. Sometimes you have to play with things a bit to get them looking something like. Right, I'm happy with that now. I want a bit of sparkle on here. Let me see. I'm just going to go in with some just Dovecraft glitter. Let me get it working. I'm just going to glitter up this angel's wings. Just a tiny bit. Like so. And I just want to put some around here. So I'm just going to smear it on and then just rub it in with the tip of my finger. And that'll just add a little bit of sparkle to those moulded edges. You know, because it's for Christmas and we want a bit of extra sparkle. I'll just rub that in, and then that'll just dry. It'll just dry nicely onto the resin. It won't be a problem at all. I'll just leave it overnight to dry on a flat surface and it'll be fine. Just put some extra. There we go. I'm happy with that. I think that's really pretty. So there we go. My own handmade, even though it's full of glue strands, but I'll get them out. Christmas decoration. Let's see if I can just zoom in so you can have a bit of a closer look. That way? Have I zoomed in too much? Do you know what? I'll never get a job as a cameraman for BBC Me. I'll zoom back out. I'm sure you can see. I think that's, you can just see the, yeah, you can see the, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see all of the glitter on there, and it's beautiful. Really, really Christmassy and wintry and sparkly and lovely. So there you go. There's a very easy to make Christmas decoration frame. I've waffled on for long enough. Give it a go. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.